Welcome back, you all. This is EstellaDior, the inspirational conversationalist. Y'all know I'm in the ATA today. But guess, did I say ATA? I'm in the ATL. But listen, yes. I am here with the infamous, the tenacious, listen, the voice herself, Miss Alexis Spight. Go ahead and tell the people, tell them a little bit about you, your name, where you're from. You know.
Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. I'm Alexis Spight. A lot of people met me on Sunday Best season 5. I was the first runner-up of that season. Both of us got signed. Joshua Rogers, the winner, and myself. And I released 2 albums. God blessed me to have my first #1 at 18. And currently here in Atlanta, I have a nonprofit organization. And just released my last, well, I don't want to say my last, but my 3rd album this last year. And we were blessed, man. God showed us a lot of favor. We did a record with the Clark sisters, Molly Music, Joshua Rogers, Amber Balab. So many phenomenal artists. Kiera shared. It was phenomenal. And so God just showed me, you know, throughout the highs and lows of my journey that everything is literally working together if you trust the process. So I just thank God for all the wisdom that I gained from my experience, you know, because there's definitely been some highs and there's definitely been some lows.
I'm so happy.
It's all been a part of the process, and I'm trusting that.
Yes.
I'm grateful for what God has blessed me to build.
Absolutely. Just to give you a brief synopsis on me and my viewers, my name is EstellaDior.
Okay.
I was recently released from federal incarceration.
Wow.
So the show is based on life after.
I love it.
It's not just life after federal prison. It's life after abortions, life after
Whatever it is,
miscarriage,
your
whatever
testimony.
struggles, testimony, whether it's divorce, whether it's everything. So when I first followed you and I first saw your story on there, I reached out to my son. I was like, oh my goodness, Markel, this, and the third. So I'm so honored to
That
sit
means
here
the world
with
to
you
me.
today.
It's an honor to sit next to you, Queen. For real, like, I feel like every queen should celebrate a queen like her, and I feel like if you survive some of the worst things in life and you're still here and you still have your peace and your sanity, even though it's a fight every day, you know, you're still here. So literally, that's my testimony. All is not lost.
Wow.
You know, you're still here, so that's an indication that God is still writing your story. There's more to be written, so all is not lost.
Absolutely, I'm super excited. So if you would
excited to be a
share
part of
with
your
the
journey.
people, oh, absolutely, I'm just honored to have you here. Like, you know, I think about it all the time, and this is my saying, I be like, I'm saved yet savage, and I be like, I'm ratchet but righteous. So I be telling you, don't play with me on that day. But if you had to go back through some of the journey and tell a part of the story of those lows when you say, you know what, I gotta keep pressing, what would be something that you say helped pull you through?
First of all, I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book because there's so much. There's stuff that I shared in the public, like in the beginning of my testimony, which was when I was a little girl, my family and I, we were homeless. I was a pastor's kid. My dad was a preacher. He was traveling all over the world preaching, you know, evangelizing, but we were struggling because he was a selfless preacher. He didn't want to take an income from the church. So he was like, y'all don't even gotta pay me, just give us a housing allowance so my kids can have a nice neighborhood so they can go to school in a nice community. So he didn't take a dime from the church. He wasn't, you know, a pimping pastor. I know there's some of them out there, but he wasn't one of them.
Pastor.
He wasn't one of them, you know. He was like, look, I just want my kids to go to school in the suburbs. I want them to get a good education. So, you know, that was all he took, but we lost everything. Remember, Stop Being Faithful?
Wow.
That was our house.
Wow.
So we went from, you know, trying to be young kids focused on singing in the choir, and, you know, doing ministry, being on fire for God, to having to worry where we were going to sleep, you know, and having to see our mom cry because she couldn't provide an address for the school we attended. You know? So it was just, it literally was a process that taught me to cherish every single thing that God grants me access to today. You know, and not only that, there's another level of humility that I walk in. You know, knowing that none of this that I have is from me, but it's all because of His grace, His favor over my life, and I'm just so grateful for that, sis. And so, you know, from that to becoming an adult, to realizing everybody in the church really not saved.
Hello.
That is
That was a
some
message.
That is some of them shysters in the church as well. You know, having to come to grips with the fact that people that you can call family, auntie, uncle, all this stuff, they may not be your real. You know,
it's so profound that you say that, because me coming from that walk of life of being in the street, you know, they look at you and I be like, y'all acting so sanctified when you're not even satisfied. You have to be able to go through a person to be able to reach them. Now, am I perfect? No.
Of course
I could proclaim to be no, but I know that I'm a process.
Absolutely.
And I know that the calling God has on my life
is great.
And at first I had to reach back, and your story is so parallel. Because I was molested between the ages of 5 and 10 when I was raped. So it caused me to be very promiscuous and go out on the rampway. So I didn't know who I was or whose I was. But Queen, you just said something when you say celebrate queens. And that's what I teach all my clients, that we have to come together to complete and not compete.
Because you don't look like you stood by what you just told me.
Come on now. 4 children by the age of 20. Tell me God ain't good.
And
you know
look
I had to be so. Don't say that. Listen, hello.
I'm like, let me hit the gym.
Listen, my oldest just turned 27 on September 25th, and I said it was nobody but God.
Wow.
So going through that, hearing your story, hearing, you know, the overcoming, you know, you're a mom, now an entrepreneur.
No, not a mom yet.
Not yet.
Just a spiritual mom.
Liz,
but pray for my womb. Pray for my womb. I want
it's already done. It's already done.
I just went with my husband.
Yes.
But you see my hand.
Listen, God is sitting Boaz, because we tired of the no good asses, the lying asses, and the rest of them. And you know who you are. So walking into that, it is definitely on the way. And I heard you say you're writing a book. And I'm over here, I'm like, I done got out the car and left your gifts, but they right over there. Me being a person that when I was 7 or 8, I was diagnosed with learning disabilities. I was dyslexic. So I didn't understand what. Oh my goodness!
And you know what's so dope? I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I have been talking this year about sharing that, and I was just saying, I don't know what interview is going to be, but for the first time, I'm going to share that I have dyslexia. So yes,
and this
I'm
is the first
dyslexic
time.
as well.
Listen, this is the first time.
Alexis or Lexi with the dyslexia.
Listen, but guess what? You're rewriting your narrative now, because I knew when I was like 18 or 19, I used to I want to write. I want to write. I always used to be doing a Michael Jackson on the paper. But let me tell you, this is a point where I got to encourage and empower somebody. When you want to do something in your life and you have that desire, all you got to do is show up for yourself. You may not have the tools that you need to do it right then, but the words say write the vision and make it plain. And see, God will send people with resources, the knowledge, and the power that's going to be able to run with your vision. And I said that to say this. I wanted to and wasn't able to. But I'll tell you today, I am a self-published author of 4 books. I never wrote one until I went to federal prison. So they have ghostwriters, they have everything that will bring that to power. And my latest was a devotional. It's a 21-day devotional. I have all 3 of them in the car for you. And just to see the transformation of women's lives through that story. Because at first I was in a dark place, not understanding who I was, being ashamed. Different. They don't think I'm that, but when I begin to walk bold into who I am, I see you, sis. I love it. Listen, everything that you're asking God for, that you wanted Him for. See, you thought it was wrapped around what was Sunday's best. You are Sunday's best. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then y'all knew that a song Sunday. No, we ain't gonna talk about it now. But in your walk, I want you to begin to start writing.
Absolutely.
Writing what you want and be specific. Put a name on it. And just when you begin to speak it and declare it in the atmosphere, because it's an open door season. Listen, it's an open door season for you now. I'm not just sitting here just to say that, whatever, because you didn't know me from a can of paint. Right. And I'm not in the eyes now of no one. You didn't know anything about me. But you agreed to sit here with me.
Absolutely.
To sit here and embrace the conversation.
It's a pleasure.
So I'm thankful. I'm honored.
Oh, I'm equally grateful.
Oh,
goodness.
Listen.
Thank you, sis.
So now take us to the journey of when you first went to the Sunday Best.
Man, I went to Sunday Best. I'm 18 years old. I was straight out of high school. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, my dream. Like I need to travel the world. I need to sing on big stages. I met everybody in the industry that you could think of. So I'm like, oh my God, just on fire. I knew nothing though about the music business. Wow. Nothing whatsoever. So I didn't know, being in the gospel industry, thinking I'm dealing with church people, so they must be saved. I had no idea there were people who, even in the gospel industry, would capitalize off of your ignorance.
Wow.
And
Wait.
you
gotta please reiterate that.
They will capitalize. They will capitalize off your ignorance.
Wow.
They will capitalize off of what you don't know. And so I didn't know nothing, like I said, about the music business. They capitalized on all the knowledge I lacked. They made money off of. And I'm looking around, and there were times where I'm like, Lord, how am I going to pay my bills? And then the time came where I couldn't. And then I'm like, okay, something's wrong. And then when I find out something's wrong, it's like, okay, you need to get out this deal. And I'm like, well, yeah, I need to get out this deal. And it's like, okay, well, let me save my money and get out this deal. I find out after I save my money, thinking I'm out the deal, that I'm signing into another deal with my own money. I'm like, Lord, what is this? And so I felt trapped. I felt like I lost everything. And then what's crazy was the moment I realized what was happening to me in my career, I physically experienced a hurricane. Like a real global storm.
Yes.
Like I was living in Houston. My label was there. But my label crashed. Turned into a book company. Said we're doing something else right now. And then I look up and all my things are gone. And this is the thing, I can't look up because I'm not in Houston. I'm not at home where the hurricane is happening.
Yes.
I'm on tour. I'm serving the Lord. I'm on stage. I'm, preaching, singing, doing all that. While I'm in another state and my property is being wasted away.
Wow.
I get off stage because there's a pain in my stomach that I never experienced in my life. It's to the point where they have to literally almost carry me off the stage and sit me down because I couldn't do it myself. So they rushed me to the ER, 8x5x7 kidney stone on the right side, getting ready to obstruct my ureter. So I had to have emergency surgery. So I'm like, okay, cool, emergency surgery, whatever. I trust God. There's no doctor available at this hospital. Had to fly to another state. Meanwhile, my stuff in Houston is being wasted away. In conjunction to me going through what I'm going through in my business. I get home thinking I'm going to recover. My car, the wheels of the frame, everything is rusty. Everything is deemed a total loss by the insurance company. They cut the check to the lien holder and left me with nothing. I go home, my dog is gone, all my plaques, my awards, everything I could ever touch, gone. Meanwhile, I'm thinking I'm losing my career. But God said, all is not lost.
Come on now. That was the setback.
He said, it's not lost because you're still here. So I said, okay, Lord, okay. So what does that mean? He said, rebuild. Rebuild and I'll restore. And I'm like, okay, rebuild and I'll restore. So I'm like, okay, what are you saying? He's like, rebuild and I'll restore. A lot of creatives are creative, but they don't lack the wisdom and knowledge to be lucrative in their business. So they have creative success, but their business and their creative successes don't align. But what I learned is that there's a wealth of knowledge in your experience. That's why it's important to trust the process. That's why what you went through, you had to go through. Because we couldn't do this. We couldn't do this. You didn't go through what you went through.
Girl, it was destined for me to meet you.
It was my
destined.
God. Glory to God.
When we turn over the camera, I got something for you.
I can't wait
You
to
could take, listen. This right here is going to be God.
I can't
I
wait.
got the 3 books in the car that's tangible, but I got knowledge for you.
I receive.
Extra strings.
I
Because you
receive.
rich in abundance.
Listen.
You rich
So
in
the Lord
abundance.
said, what about your other gifts?
What you
Because
say?
you're more than just
Because
one talent.
8:18, what he say? For I, Jehovah God, give you strength to create wealth.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
said, you gotta be on welfare no more. You gotta be on food
Facts.
stamps. Ain't gotta be on Section 8 no more.
Not only that,
Homeowner now.
Facts. Not only that, sis, your gifts will make room for you and bring you before great men. That's why we
what
need each
you
other's
say.
presence right now.
Period.
Because we're warriors. And
Period.
so the Lord brought us together
Period.
because of our gifts. And this is the thing I had to realize. I'm more than just my talent. One talent. Because when I got in this, it was almost a situation where the industry would try to convince you, this is all you got. This is all you are.
Yes.
And the Lord said, don't forget about who you were before you was Alexis Spight to these people, before you was on stage, before you was singing all around the world, before you was producing records, preaching, all of that. Don't ever forget about what you could do. Not only that, but who I called you to be. It's more than your talent. It's about your purpose and following your assignment.
Yes.
So my disposition became, okay, Lord, whatever you want me to do, obedience.
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
It's better than sacrifice because it's going to cost when you don't obey. It's going to take longer. You're going to lose some stuff. I don't have time for it. I'm like, Lord, I lost enough. So whatever you want. He said, write an album. I said, while all of this is happening, you want me to write an album? He said, matter of fact, to confound the wise.
Come on now.
He said, matter of fact, what I'm going to do for you is, you know, just ask me, because Alexis, you've been faithful. Even in the storm, you was faithful. He said, so what I'm going to do for you is, I'm going to have you ask me whatever it is that you want of me.
My God.
Whatever it is you want. I said from like whatever I want, because I get specific, okay?
Yes.
I'm a little bougie with God.
Yes,
So like, whatever I want. He's like, whatever you want in your career. What do you want? What is like the max for your career? I said, I don't know, Lord, maybe doing a record with like the Clark sisters, Molly Music, or he was like, who else? I was like, Kiara Shear, because you know I love her. You know? And literally every single thing started lining up. I executively produced my first live recording. I executively produced it with the help of the Lord. And all of us coming together. Because one can chase 1,000, but two, we can accomplish 9 times more. It says we can put 10,000 to flight. Meaning we can get 10,000 to take off. So we can accomplish 9 times more, and we will take. That's what I'm on in this season. God bless my record, girl, so much that not only was it trending in the United States, it was trending overseas in multiple countries. We in Brazil and they playing the record. I'm like, God, what are you doing? And what's crazy is the enemy, right before I did that big project, tried to discourage me with everything, girl. Even after I lost, he was still trying to discourage me, making me think that what I had accomplished was it. That was the cap for my career. And the Lord said, ain't no cap in me.
That part. Ain't no cap in me.
Ain't no cap in God.
Ain't no cap in me.
Ain't no cap in me. I can do anything.
Absolutely.
The cattle on 1,000 hills belongs to me.
Exceedingly and abundantly above all you can ask or think.
According to his what? Riches and glory. He got riches and glory like laid up for you. Not only that, I had to learn that the wealth of the wicked
is laid up for the just. Listen.
So everything that I thought I was gonna have to pay somebody back for, I didn't even have to worry about. I was in such a season of abundance that all I could focus on was abundance.
Wow.
And now I'm in a disposition where God has me as literally we are one of 2 nonprofit organizations, the Cover Me Foundation here in the Metro Atlanta area, but we offer the most programs out of any nonprofit organization for artist development in this region.
And see, he had to take you through the pain
to get me to that,
through the storm to stand in your purpose.
Glory.
So today, listen, y'all make sure y'all like, tag, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Ding, ding. I'm here with the lovely Alexis Spight. Listen, through all of her journey, through all of her story, each one of us go through things in life. We experience different circumstances, different situations, but I'm here to empower you today to let you know your past does not determine your future.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is give it over to him. Get out your own way. If you have to tell another young lady,
that ties into my book, Get Out Your Own Way.
Listen.
That's in my book. It's called The Wait Is Over. WEIGHT. A lot of people, when they saw me on Sunday, I was heavy and physical. And they're like, how did you lose all this weight? I said, it was so much connected to that weight. You just don't know the season that I was in. When I was that young and that heavy, I was depressed. I was in my own way because of my own inability to commit to discipline. I said, this new level of discipline that I'm on now, this new level of maturation that God has blessed me to have now, oh my God, there's no good thing that he will withhold from me because he knows he can trust me.
Absolutely.
I'm no longer in the way of what he has for me. You said get out your own way. I had to plug that in there.
Listen,
girl.
Listen. Y'all know I love it. She don't even know that yet. I'm the mindset strategist.
Wow.
And that's the first thing I help people do. Unlock, unravel, and unleash their mind.
Wow.
And I was like, God, when I began to Essen interviewed me about being dyslexic, and I was like, that's not me, not that. That's just a title.
Right.
I never accepted.
You
never,
have this.
What you
it
say?
Don't have you.
Here, oh girl, you better don't make me shut up.
You have it like this.
And you gonna do what I tell you
like
to do.
Whatever you
Period.
Period.
So if you had to tell a young girl that wanted and needed to believe in their dreams, but they have been through some things, may not really believe in themselves and don't have that self-worth. Tell them something that you're telling.
Thank you for this opportunity to share. This is my portion. First of all, that's what the Cover Me Foundation is. It's an entity where I get to pour into young creators. I get to give them the nuggets from my journey. They don't have to learn it via contract, bad deals, and all of that to learn how to do it right. So literally, I would encourage you for one to keep God first, because you got to prioritize. Once you keep Him first, everything else will fall into its proper perspective. And sometimes prioritization can be difficult, and it can be overwhelming trying to juggle everything that you got to do. But remember to keep God first. The rest will fall into place. Be yourself. Be who God has created you to be. You don't have to fit into traditionalism's mentality that says you got to look a certain way to love God, or you got to fit into a box. Be who God has created you to be. You don't know who you will inspire. You don't know who you will lead to Christ. You don't know who you will change or impact positively based off of you just being your authentic self. There's only one you, and the world is looking for something different. They're not looking for nothing that's trending. They want the real you. So give them who God created you to be. The only way they can get it is from you, okay?
Listen.
Thirdly, I always say this. Stay in your own lane. And there's no traffic. You don't have to be intimidated by what anybody else is doing, what anybody else is building, or what God is building in anybody else's life. Listen, what God has for you, like the song say, is for you, okay? And guess what? The promises of God, the Bible says, cannot be reversed, which means they're irrevocable. He can't take it back. He can't change his mind. So it don't matter if you've been locked down. It don't matter if you've been locked up. It don't matter if you've been in a dark place, a season of depression where you feel like this is it for me, it's over, there's no way I can get out. The promises of God are irrevocable concerning you. They are yes and amen. And guess what? You will see His goodness. Just stay faithful where you are. Stay true to Him. Stay true to yourself. And remember, with God, all things are possible.
All things. Not some, not most, but all things. You all, I know y'all, my viewers probably saying, oh, Stella and Coach never said one word. But one thing I will tell you that you must know is in the push. Something she said so profound. Listen, when you're walking in your push, you have to understand your purpose. You have to be authentically you. Your story is what's going to define you and set you from others. And you have to be totally healed.
Absolutely.
So in that push, you're going to push, sister.
I receive
You're going to push. Tell the people where they can find you at, where they can follow you
me
at.
on Instagram at Alexis Spight, like light. Just how it's spelled, at Alexis Spight, like light. Everybody spelled my name wrong, so I had to put that. Follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff, at Alexis Spight, like light. YouTube, Alexis Spight. And if you need me, hit me up, alexisspight.com. Also, if you want to become a cover creative, the organization I was talking about, I want to lock you in with my network of creative professionals. I'm connected with some of the most creative, most talented, most elite professional creatives in the world. And I want to lock you in with these mentors so you can get your vision expanded to a whole nother level on some exclusivity that does not exist just out here floating around. So listen, visit thecovermefoundation.org. Follow us on Instagram at The Cover Me Foundation for more info. And listen, y'all keep following my girl, because God, I got to speak into your life too. He is not done blessing you. You've not even scratched the surface of all that He has in store. I know you've seen some great things happen since your transition, but this is just the beginning. Let my presence, let our meeting be an indication of all the favor that God has released over you in this season. Continue to be obedient and do everything God has told you to do. I don't care how crazy it seems. Even if He tells you to hit somebody up that you never met before, keep being obedient and watch God. I promise you, it's going to be so fast that you're going to be like, yo, Lex, the blessings of God are overtaking me even more, just like you said. So I'm just blessed to be connected to you, sis. Thank you again for the opportunity. Keep it locked, y'all.
Thank y'all. Listen, until next time, always remember, it doesn't matter what a person says or does to you. Their only power is your reaction.